Hello, crafty friends, and welcome back. Today I'm playing along with 30 Days of Sketches, and here is today's sketch by Sarah Davies. And I am going to use 28 border or branding strips. So you can see my stack over there on the left hand side and showing you there everything that I've kind of pulled out, that's just the ones that I thought went with my layout. And the pictures that I showed you are from just a little quick trip away with my husband last fall. And we went to the Margaritaville in Kansas City that had just opened, that they had a promotion, and so Joe signed up for it and we got a pretty good deal. And so while it was in, let's see, what it was, either late, no, it had to have been sometime in September. So when we were there, it was a little chilly on the last day, but the first and second day we were there, it was warm enough for us to get into the pool. And if you stayed underwater, it was fine. Of course, we're from the Midwest, and we can handle a little bit cooler water rather than some areas when you need to have it like bath water. So anyway, you have a few beverages, you're fine. So anyway, here I am working on some stenciling that is going to show, kind of peek out from behind all the paper strips as well as my photos. And so I am using multiple different colors because I kind of wanted it to look varied. So I have 3 or 4 different colors of green oxides and the same with some blue turquoise colors. And I just kind of mix them all in together there. And I'm not too worried about it being squared off on the one side or on the outside borders, because those are all going to be covered up by the branding strips. And then I did try and kind of, where the stenciling all meets up together, I did overlap that. And so you will see when I pull off the final stencil that it is darker in the middle. However, you hardly see any of that because most of the clusters and photos end up covering that section. So I wasn't overly worried about how it looked behind that particular area. So I just wanted to make sure I didn't have a gap. And so here is my final one. You did see me pull out some magnets here to use my magnetic glass board. I don't have the magnets from glassboard, but I had purchased the the Misty Light, and I picked up these 2 magnets from that company. Sweet Petunia, I believe, is who it is, and they actually are compatible with this glass board. So I haven't moved any further because I don't use it all the time with the magnets anyway. And so I thought this was a good way to kind of test that out, and it worked great. There you can see I did sprinkle some water and then rolled over it with my paper towel roll. And I think when you see the close-up photos at the end, you might be able to see where it oxidized the various inks. And so here I'm just starting to put my border strips on. And so at first I started just layering them, just side by side. And then I wanted some variation between them, either some on top, some on bottom, and with layers and stuff. Well, then I couldn't get this one to stick because it was up on top of these 2 higher ones. So I put my punch over the top to get it to stick. Well, then I kind of changed my format of how I was doing it moving forward. So I did have a couple perfect branding strips that I wanted to use on this since we were at Margaritaville. I had a Vicky Bouton strip that had limes on it. I also had a Vicky Bouton branding strip that you can see there off to the right hand side that has clocks on it, which goes with the theme of it's 5 o'clock somewhere. So I thought that was fun. And then one of the other branding strips that I thought was appropriate was the pink strip with the sunglasses on it. Of course, I have several other ones that, have other patterns and colors that coordinated with just kind of the theme of what I was going with, just tropical looking colors. And so here I am just about to finish up getting all my layers on here. And so I just ripped both ends on each of the sides. And let's see, here is my final one here. Get that on, and let's see. Now we're going to move to, so there is the sticker sheet that I have. I actually pulled that sticker sheet off of a give-take table, and I've used it several times so far. And I'm sure I will probably use most of those on there eventually on various layouts and things. So I went through some of my Vicki Boutin sticker sheets and pulled off some things that I thought would work. I put that sun up there. Spoiler alert, it does not make it on the final layout, but as you can see, I also pulled out a couple things that you missed here along the ways. That I went through my orange color drawer, my yellow color drawer, and I think that might have been it. Found a couple larger layering pieces and just other embellishments to use to go with these things. So here I've had these little puffy word stickers for quite a while, and so we didn't travel very far. We had to drive about 4 hours to get there, so we did travel. So I went ahead and got that on a layout as well, since I pulled it out of my yellow color drawer. And then just a few other flowers and bits and bobs. On one of the sticker sheets from Vicki Boutin, there was a border strip that had it originally had limes, oranges, and lemons, and so I had already cut off all the oranges and used it on something else. And so for this layout, I did cut off a few of the limes. So I still have a few limes left, and I have all the lemons left, so maybe someday I'll get those used up on something somewhere along the way. Use my journaling pen there just to put the year. And let's see. And then I also, you can't tell because the paper's over the top, but I did put Margaritaville and KC on the tab above the larger photo. And just using some of my Heidi Swapp Color Shine there to do some turquoise colored sprinkles. And then that pretty much wraps things up. So here are the close-up shots. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to leave those down below. I will have a link to the playlist for 30 days of sketches, as well as links to all of my social media listed down below. So thank you for stopping by, and we will see you next time. Bye.